Hello everyone, welcome to the Litany of Catholic Martyrs for January 7th. As always, please remember to pray for all those who had loved ones who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. As Catholics, we are assured of a constant thread of over 2,000 years of tradition and moral teaching. Within this thread are those who have sacrificed their lives through the shedding of their blood for the faith in Holy Mother Church. On this day, January 7th, we remember these martyrs in whom through their sacrifice have aided in the growth and stability of the Holy Catholic Church. As the Catholic Catechism says, paragraph 2473, martyrdom is the supreme witness given to the truth of the faith. It means bearing witness even unto death. The martyr bears witness to Christ who died and rose, to whom he is united by charity. He bears witness to the truth of the faith and of Christian doctrine. He endures death through an act of fortitude. Quote, "Let me become the food of the beasts, through whom it will be given me to reach God." Close quote. In conjunction with that, I offer this story by the Venerable Fulton Sheen, Bishop Fulton Sheen. He explained that when the communists took over China, they imprisoned a priest in his own rectory near the church. After being locked up in his own house, the priest looked out the window and was horrified to see the communists enter the church. Once inside, they went into the sanctuary, broke open the tabernacle, and in an hateful act of desecration, threw down the ciborium, scattering the host on the floor. The priest knew exactly how many hosts had been in the ciborium. There were 32. When the communists left, they either didn't notice or didn't pay any attention to a small girl praying in the back of the church who saw everything. That night she returned and, slipping past the guard at the rectory, entered the church where she made a holy hour, perhaps for reparation for the desecration she witnessed of the Blessed Sacrament. After her holy hour, she went into the sanctuary, and kneeling down, she bent over and received Jesus in the Holy Communion with her tongue, since it was not permitted at that time for laymen to touch the sacred host with their hands. Each night the girl returned to the church to make her holy hour and receive Jesus in Holy Communion on her tongue, on her knees, bowing down just as she did the first night. And finally, on the 32nd night, after having consumed the last host, she accidentally made a noise that awoke the guard who was asleep at his post by the priest's residence. From his bedroom window, the priest could only watch in horror as the heart-rending scene unfolded before his very eyes. The girl tried to run away, but the guard caught up with her, and he beat her to death with the butt of his rifle. The following is a list of those the Church asks us to remember today who offered their lives as a holy sacrifice. The bringing back of the child Jesus from Egypt. On the same day, the birthday of Blessed Lucian, a priest of the Church of Antioch and martyr, who was distinguished for learning and eloquence. He suffered at Nicomedia for the confession of Christ in the persecution of Galerius Maximian, and was buried at Helenopolis in Bithynia. His praises have been proclaimed by St. John Chrysostom. In Antioch, St. Clarus, deacon, who, for having professed faith in Christ, was 7 times tortured, a long while kept in prison, and at length ended his martyrdom by decapitation. In the city of Heraclea, the holy martyrs Felix and Januarius. On the same day, St. Julian, martyr. In Denmark, St. Canute, king and martyr. His feast is celebrated on the 19th of this month. At Pavia, St. Crispin, bishop and confessor. At Dacia, in St. Nicetas, bishop, who made fierce and barbarous nations humane and meek by preaching the gospel to them. In Egypt, St. Theodore, a saintly monk, who flourished in the time of Constantine the Great. He is mentioned by Saint Athanasius in his Life of Saint Anthony. That's actually a good book. In Barcelona, Saint Ramon of Penafort, of the Order of Preachers, celebrated Dominicans, celebrated for sanctity and learning. His festival is kept on the 23rd of this month. These are the men, women, and children we honor today. May we, as we go through our day, if presented with a situation to defend the faith, we do so with vigor, courage, knowing that we have the grace of God. God bless each and every one of you, and